Hi everybody, it's Ida. Today I tried to do a vlog. This is my very first time. I know I did some types of production in the past, but I've never had to do it truly for myself. A vlog, for some of you that might not know, is a video blog. So instead of writing all my thoughts out and having a long message, I thought it might be more engaging to do it on video. And this way I can demo and share a few things as well. And you get to see my face and my gray coming in and the patio. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood, like Mr. Rogers says. And we do have neighbors and birds and noises, and there's a breeze. So hopefully it won't be too disruptive and I can stay focused. I thought about bringing a video today because of COVID, right? We're in isolation, and I feel like a lot of what I've been learning and doing in the past 4.5 years since my cancer diagnosis could be really applied to what we're doing today. And I've had to go into my bag of tricks to deal with stress and anxiety and dig deeper and use them in my tricks in new and different ways. And I'm hoping that there's things here that you may be familiar with, but either didn't know much about or could learn a little bit more. Maybe I shed some insight. I hope that for most of you this is useful, but also entertaining. I feel like, as I said, cancer life has, because I'm living with it, has prepared me in many ways. And our household, like Julia was already doing online school this year, mostly online. We've already been getting packages. I mean, Amazon's one thing, but we've been getting produce for some time now delivered to the house. And I have masks of various types because I would go in for treatments and protect myself. And then we also got a trailer, which I know that many more people are using currently and for travel. So I think we're almost there. But one area in particular is the anxiety and stress management. And, having a cancer diagnosis, stage 3, as I have, and living with it, and having a lot of GI issues that emerged from the chemo and the types and the major surgery and types of chemo and where it was done, has been a major thread for me in the past several years. And so it has consumed my time, and it can be nerve-wracking when I'm always changing what I have to do. And then with COVID, there's a lot of challenges just as everybody's going through, being at home, kids, their challenges, everyone's managing their own thing. So the one thing that stood in my mind is when I finished my very first round of treatment, and I asked my oncologist, what's the one thing you would recommend for me to focus on for recovery? And he says, just don't be stressed. Work on your stress. That's the number one thing. He says, let it go, burn it off. Okay, so that's my number one concern in managing that. So here are all my tricks. All of these I have learned from wonderful teachers, practitioners, yoga therapy, acupuncturists, so online, extensive research, books. I noticed last month as I was going into my treatment that my anxiety levels were higher. I was having more indigestion. My stomach hurt. So my blood pressure was rising again. So I knew it was time to get serious and double down on all the tricks I was already doing and just take them to another level. Acupuncture is the biggest thing for me. And I was probably frustrated because I had put it on hold for a little while. One of the ones I went to got canceled. She stopped servicing. Another one, she needed time to kind of get her gear together. And so I finally decided I can't put it off anymore. Acupuncture helps with neuropathy, nausea. I'm looking at my checklist. It's good for the immune system. It helps with my GI issues, aches, and anxiety. So here's a demo. So I did go into acupuncture last week, finally. Everyone was wearing masks, lots of cleaning, and I could tell it made a big difference. Now, anxiety, you could look this up with acupressure as well. There's points in your ear, and if you give it a nice massage, that's helpful. I find that relaxing, but the acupuncturist put the needles in the ear. Now, if you have someone you can go to, great. If not, acupressure, research it. It could be helpful. But here's the trick I use, tacks. And these are little like little needles that you can self put in. I was using for nausea here, but I put them in my ear, just one in like the sorest spot. And that's kind of the theory, is the sore spot is where the line is, the meridian, or the pressure point that you need to focus on in order to release and to open the channel. So I felt a huge release, and I thought it was tremendously helpful to me when I did acupuncture the other day. So we've also been learning about acupressure at home, since I haven't been able to do massages, which I love, also for relaxation, because there's points all along the body for every sort of ailment, including anxiety and stress. So look into those tacks. I'm going down really fast. CBD. So tacks and acupuncture is kind of reasonable price. Some of it, tacks you could even do at home. CBD, obviously you have to be of an age. CBD is hemp. This is one brand I use, Miriam's. I've also used Charlotte's Web, really high quality. These are more accessible, very expensive, however, but it is great for relaxation, and I do it often at bedtime. But lately I've been doing it more during a little bit during the day, and the instructions there's lots of ways to take it, so you can research that. But that's what it looks like, and there's, I put the drops under my tongue. Cannabis pens, probably the thing that's most interesting. I never had done marijuana until a few years ago, and just learning how to puff was kind of comical. But there's two major compounds, CBD. What I showed was hemp before, but in cannabis, there's THC and CBD primarily. And the THC is what I think adds to my GI problems, frankly, but I understand why it helps cancer patients, because it acts as kind of an anti-nausea, and it has the same properties. But the CBD needs to be concentrated for me to get that relief. However, there's so much technology, so much innovation that with CBD, THC, there's now companies like Dosist, and this one is how they package it. This one's Calm. They have a whole line, and what they do is they recalibrate the THC and the CBD in different formulas for different purposes, and some are much higher than others. And this one, Calm, is for CBD heavy, to relax. And I'm trying to get it out of its sleeve, and this is the most aggravating design. So I don't know if I'm gonna have much luck. There we go. I just wanted to show it to you because it's very Apple inspired, which I thought charming. And so it looks like could go with your Apple computer. And it has about 100 puffs in it, and you could do 1 to 3 per hour. And it even buzzes to let you know when you've inhaled enough to get what you need as a dose. Okay, next product. And I'm just gonna go kind of quick. Diffuser. So I love, and I didn't bring them with me, peppermint and lavender. These are known scents for relaxation. So around the house, we have 2 or 3 diffusers, and we'll put them in. And I like it at bedtime. I have a whole bedtime routine, which I'll get into some more. And it just brings kind of another layer. We even have diffusers with pheromones for the cats, right? Everyone needs to de-stress. And so the more layers you do, I think the more helpful it is. Journaling. So I love an app called Day One. It's not free. I think it's like $25 a year, but I love it because it's interconnectivity with my phone, my iPad, and my laptop. And it syncs beautifully, and it's endless, and you can upload photos. And okay, I'm getting into a promo, but anyway, journaling is really important. And what I like about it is you release, you let go of your stress, you dump your thoughts on paper or on digitally, virtually, and you can even end it with things that you've done well, things that you're grateful for. Try to end it on a positive note, and not be too hard on yourself. But it's an important release. If your mind is racing, jot those ideas down. Yoga, right? Okay, everyone talks about yoga, but it took me a long time to understand how it really helps me. It helps me focus my mind kind of on the activities of the routine. But there's many other types too, right? There's gentle, beginners, restorative, very calming, meditative, soothing. It helps a lot with the GI and deep breath and calm. So you can see I'm still kind of ramped up. But what I did recently, before I was able to get back to acupuncture, were yoga routines that even focused on the meridians, which is kind of another, the lines that have blockages. And so there's routines that open things up. And I even tried one night and did it before bed. And the release of anxiety was so much, it kind of overwhelmed me. But it started to help. And so there's so much online, free or through different practices and different studios. It's become an important part, almost always, of my bedtime routine. So before bed, even doing a full yoga hour or do a meditative reflection for 20-30 minutes, something. Of course, I've been doing a whole host of holistic supplements, working with a naturopath. I use various types of things for stress management, different supplements. But one is GABA, and yes, they're capsule. This one's in the liquid form. I pump it. I won't do it now. This one I got recommended from a naturopath, and I do it 2-3 times a day, actually, to also help, because getting those cortisol levels down is important for so many reasons. So look into that. GABA, super famous one. Also, some common tips, right, that we've all been doing. Going outside, especially when the weather's nice, going for long walks, exercising, biking, hiking, wherever it's safe, you can keep your distance, doing all of those, but also doing quiet time with hobbies, reading, reflection, or on the opposite, listening to a lot of music. That is just brings me joy. I used to do a lot of reading, but the newspaper lately has been very stressful. I read lots of things, but I used to love reading the newspaper and news in general. And I have to step away from it frequently now because I could see my anxiety lifting up. When you have family struggles, sometimes you just have to separate yourself. So, or you just need a break from one another. So sometimes I just come out and eat lunch by myself or dinner and just enjoy the patio. And we don't feel like we have to insist on doing all meals together because it's just, we're all together all the time. So if you have someone at home, or even if you're on your own, you can give yourself a massage your feet, look up those acupressure points. If you have someone that can give you one, that's awesome. I find that super relaxing as well and helps with my GI issues. Naturally, eating well and healthy and clean and no processed food, eliminating the whites, the potatoes, the pastas, the breads, white rice, if you can eliminate those to the extent possible, because they don't offer much nutrition in the way that all the other fruits and vegetables and things you could prepare. But an important point is don't eat while you're stressed. Don't eat while you're in a hurry. Take it as a meditative, mindful moment to appreciate what you're chewing, to appreciate what you're eating. And your stomach will appreciate it and your body will receive it so much better. So that's my rush. And you see, it's about 14 minutes long. So I didn't want it to be too long, and it really is. But tell me what you think, what you want to learn. This is my crude first time. I hope to polish and deploy all the tools to make this a more sophisticated vlog, but I wanted to say hi and get this information out. Happy to go more in depth. One story I would happily share is don't do edibles with cannabis, especially THC. I don't have experience with CBD, but I have so many food intolerances, I don't even want to gamble that. But this is a mix of, free, low cost, and then definitely investment items on ways to manage stress. But I encourage you to look at many different tools to work through what's going on now or for always. But let go of pick your battles and try to enjoy the beautiful days and the special family time and the fresh air. I love you all. I miss you. Email me or post on Facebook or Instagram your questions. I'd love to be able to start answering things. I do a lot with food. I spend a lot of time cooking, shopping, not, doing keto inspired. I'm not strict, but trying to do low carb and very whole food focused. Love to you. Be well. Relax.